You know, you cannot go and ask someone else who gets paid a commission. They're not, they are just so biased. You've got to look to investors who are out there in the marketplace. That's why I say join investing clubs. Go meet investors. Go read the books of other investors. Do the things that you need to do to learn from the people who are already investing. You know, I love looking at the mutual funds or the hedge funds and finding out which people have their own money in it. If they don't have, if the guy running it or the gal running it doesn't have any money in the fund, do not put money in that fund. If they're not risking their own money on the work that they do, why should you risk your money on the work that they're doing? And probably just as important as all the others, seize the day. People ask me, when's the best time to invest? Now. The best time to invest is today, here, right now. Be it in your own business, be it in the real estate market, be it in the stock market, the best time to invest is always today. See, think of this. If your great-great-grandmother had bought you 10 properties and mortgaged them to the hilt, in fact, they were 100% mortgaged on an interest-only mortgage, so there was never any principal paid down. Your great-grandmother had bought these 10 properties on the water in New York. How happy are you today that she's left them to you? The point is that over time, investing works. Let's take a look at a couple of other areas. Another philosophy that's very important. Year by year, your goal has got to be to increase what? The number of zeros. Now, let me explain this. If you're doing a deal, let's explain it from a job situation. Your first job, you might get hundreds of dollars a week. Your second, third, fourth job, you might be up to thousands of dollars a week. Then you want to move to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Be it in a job, a business, wherever it is. When you're investing, you might start out with investments in the hundreds of dollars. Then you might move to thousands of dollars. Then tens of, hundreds of, millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions. Keep adding zeros, because here's the thing. You go and buy a $100,000 home. You put $20,000 deposit, $80,000 loan. You go and buy a $100 million property. $20 million deposit, $80 million loan. The numbers are the same, it's just the zeros that change. And what brings you to better zeros? More knowledge, more experience. So keep practicing, but keep moving up the zeros over time. Speaking of time, let's take a look. What did I say is your greatest asset? Time. Time is the number one asset that you have. It is the only limited asset that you have. The biggest challenge with it is you don't know how limited it is. I'm not sure if you've ever done the math, but I have. The average life, just under 80 years. 80 times 50, that's the approximate number of weeks in a year. 4,000 weeks in a lifetime. Now, you're watching this video, I imagine you're probably trying to do the math right now. How many weeks have I actually already lived? Well, if you're 40, you've done 2,000. So, plus or minus from there. But let's say you've only got 1,500 weeks left, or 1,000 weeks left, or 2,000 weeks left in your life. What are you going to do with it? You know, your asset is time. Invest it wisely. And here's what you really should be doing with your time. 3 steps. Step 1, turn your time into ideas. Step 2, or total, third step on there is ideas become cash. So with time, we get given an allocation. First job is make our time valuable by gaining enough knowledge. Add the knowledge base to our time. Time with knowledge is worth more. Time without knowledge is worth less. My dad said to me when I was a young guy, he said, Brad, you get paid to work from the neck up or the neck down. You make the choice, but neck up always gets paid more. So, keep that one in mind. Time becomes ideas, ideas turn into cash. Then you use that cash to create more ideas, to create more cash, and so on. So let's go through the 5 levels that we really want to create and move up as we become our growth path through life. This is really a summary of everything that we've discussed so far today. So we start our 5 levels of entrepreneurs down here at the bottom. We're an employee. What's your job as an employee? It's relatively simple. As an employee, your job is to do 2 things. Number 1, learn. Number 2, create enough capital so you can kick yourself off into the next level. Notice I didn't say go and buy yourself all the stuff, the latest shoes, the latest iPod, the latest this, the latest that. That's not the job. Your job is to learn and to put some money into some capital to be able to go and start in your own business at some point in time or educate yourself more. Read a book every week. As an employee, that's what you need to do. You then move up the level, become self-employed. At the self-employed level, there what we do, we go back to what we were discussing earlier. You're running your own business. You're learning again all about how to grow your own business. Next, you move into a manager position, where you employ some people in your company. Now, there's different levels of employees at the base. There's different ways to do self-employed. Again, at manager, there's different ways to employ people and grow your business. Remember, stick with it. It's the learning that is going to pay off long term. The mistakes you make in your current business or the mistakes you make along the way are going to pay you back when you get to a business that's bigger, better, and in the future is going to grow global or something of that nature. We then move up to the next level where we become the owner of a business. Now, what have you done to that point in time? You've climbed the cash flow ladder. That's where the cash flow ladder is complete. You've now got income that comes in whether you go to work or not. You've bought back your time. How do you think it's going to feel in the rest of your life knowing that you've got income coming in whether you go to work or not? Now, how long is it going to take to climb that ladder? Depends on where you're at right now. Somewhere between 3, 7, and 10 years. If you're committed to learning and growing with it. The challenge is most people commit only to a certain level. You've got to commit and stick with it. Entrepreneurial growth is a very important thing. You know, how you grow, the books you read. Read all of my books, for goodness sake. Read all the books I recommend in all of my books. Go on the web, surf, read them all, do the whole thing. Work with one of my business coaches if you own a business. You can start in our Profit Club, move to our Growth Club or our Action Club. It starts at less than $1,000 a year for someone to start with coaching. So wherever you start, move through that level. We've got to get you to this level here, owner. That's all about the income on that side there. Ultimately, we want you to get to that level of owner in your own business. If we can get you to that level, then the fun starts to happen. Then we get to do some of the real big growth areas of the business. Now, we move into this next level, and it's where we start at the bottom of that capital ladder, where we start becoming an investor. We start investing in deals. Now, admittedly, remember what was the first type of deals we do? Retail deals. Then we moved to wholesale deals. We're an investor. What 3 things we got to learn how to invest in? Businesses, property, and stock market. These are the things we have to learn as we grow through the different levels, the retail level and the wholesale level. You've got to learn it. I have to learn it. Everyone else out there is going to have to learn it if they want to be successful and wealthy. The challenge is most of us trying to leave it up to somebody else, and that doesn't work. Having someone else manage your money for you does not give you the returns you can get for yourself if you're willing to go and gain the knowledge. Second thing on that knowledge, who can you pass that knowledge on to once you gain it? A lot of people think to say to me, but education's expensive. Well, if you think education's expensive, try being ignorant. What's cost you more, the education you got or the lack of knowledge of the things we've discussed here today? Make sure you work with someone who can take you through this. Make sure that you do it. If you got friends who you think need to know this stuff, forward them a link to this video. Send it to them. Send it to 20, 30, 100, 1,000 people. Get this knowledge into people's hands so they can grow and become wealthy just like you are going to, just like I am, just like all of us are.